Good afternoon, students. So, today we are going to study the last topic, that is nothing but seed and fruit development. Okay, so as we know all about the reproduction, that reproduction is the ability of every living organism to generally produce the offspring, right, in order to continue the next generation. So we know flower is a sexually reproducing organ which plays an important role in the formation of the seed and fruit. Now, the seed and fruit development is only under the control or only by the process of the fertilization. Okay, now we know that after fertilization, the integuments, when I talk about the integuments are the outermost protective covering, correct, which are present around the nucellus. Now this integuments after fertilization generally develops into the seed coat. That is, outer seed coat is generally called testa, which is thick, and inner seed coat is generally thin, which is generally called tegmen. So integuments after fertilization develops into the outer thick testa and inner thin tegmen. Sometimes what happens is that the nucellus become a thin papery layer, and that is generally called as the perisperm. Now, on the basis of the endosperm, the seeds are of two important type, that is called endospermic seed and non-endospermic seed. This one is endospermic and this is a non-endospermic seed. Now, what do you mean by endospermic seed? The seed which generally contains the endosperm is generally called as endospermic seed. Now, endosperm, where the reserve food material is generally stored. So, if the seed is generally going to contain the endosperm, then that seed is generally called as endospermic seed or albuminous seed, right? Okay, the best example is nothing but maize, castor, etc. They generally contain the endosperm, so it is generally called as endospermic seed, right? Second one is generally called as non-endospermic seed or ex-albuminous seed. In some seed, what happens is that, right, in some seed, the embryo starts absorbing the food reserved from the endosperm, and once the food is generally absorbed, the endosperm generally undergoes disappearance, right? That process is generally called as non-endospermic seed or ex-albuminous seed. That is, once the embryo absorbs the reserve food from the endosperm undergo disappearance. That is called non-endospermic seed or the ex-albuminous seed. The best example is the bean and the pea plant. Okay, now the next one when I talk about is generally a small opening called as micropyle, right? A micropyle is a small opening which is generally present, right? Okay, and that generally allows the entry of the water and oxygen during the soaking. During the soaking means during the absorption of the water. That is generally a small opening called as micropyle, which is generally present near the seed coat. Okay, now when you talk about the development of the development of the fruit is generally favored with the hormones which are generally produced by the developing ovary, right? Developing ovary are generally going to produce the hormones, and that hormone will lead to the formation of the fruit. Now, as we know that fruit formation is also after the fertilization. That is, once the fertilization is completed, the ovary gets developed into the fruit and the ovarian wall gets developed into the outermost covering of the fruit, which is called as pericarp. As we know, pericarp is generally made up of three layers: epicarp, that is the outer layer; mesocarp, the middle layer; and endocarp, the innermost layer. Let's talk about the endospermic seed. Endospermic seed means which is generally going to contain the endosperm. So now this endospermic seed, that is the maize seed, contains the outermost protective covering. That outermost protective covering made up of protein is generally a aileron layer. Now this aileron layer generally divides the maize seed into the two parts. One is generally called as the endosperm and the second is called as embryo, right? Now when you talk about the embryo, it generally contains a radicle and the plumule. The plumule is generally surrounded by the coleoptile and the radicle is generally surrounded by the coleorhiza, right? A shield shaped single cotyledon is present. That shield shaped cotyledon is generally called scutellum. So scutellum is the shield-shaped cotyledon, correct? Aileron is the protein layer which divides the entire maize seed into the endosperm and the embryo. Plumule is covered by the coleoptile and the radicle is generally surrounded by the coleorhiza. Okay, now let's talk about the significance of the seed and the fruit. First, the fruit generally provides nourishment to the seed, right? The fruit generally provides whatever the nourishment to the seed. Next, what you can say is that fruit also generally protects the seed from immaturity, right? It means that whenever there is an immature condition, the fruit generally provides the protection to the seed, right? And also the seed and fruit generally plays an important role in the dispersion. That is, they generally develop some important devices due to which they undergo dispersion. Thank you.